Guys, we are coming to you with another POV tutorial, and of course, you know, we're going to be using the Tomb 45 set, right? That new set that we just came out with. So here's what we're doing, man. My client here, he's got a nice, thick, full head of hair, right? So we're going to hit him with the high taper him in the back, give him a nice, crispy lineup. But yeah, man, no, we get them crispy every time. Little enhancement game. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe. And if you want the tools, links in the bio. Right, guys. So this is how we're gonna do this today. We're pretty much, you know, same method that I always like to do. If I'm gonna do a high taper, right, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the servo on. You know what I'm saying? We like to go ahead and make sure that all of this is cutting nice and crispy. I want to make sure it doesn't leave any hairs behind. So I'm going to set this taper in here. Now remember, a high taper means that there's no C-cup, right? So I'm going to start that line where the C-cup is, and I'm going to connect it to where the ear connects to his scalp as well. So look right there. We're going to make that line. Put your head down a little bit. And then we're going to do the same thing back here too, right? If depending on the shape of the head and all that, you know, I like to take a good 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches off the very bottom of the head, just so I can have enough space here for blending. And you know, I wanted the bulk to pop, but at the same time I need space to blend. So you'll find that good happy medium there. So now here, connecting this C cup to this, yes, that's Dave in the back, corner to where the ear connects right there. All right, cool. So that's the baseline here for this. Now we're gonna need some space to blend, right? We're gonna need some space to create that blur. So I'm a fan of taking this half guard. Got this half guard here with the clipper all the way closed. And I'm gonna spread this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and give myself, usually I give myself about 1 inch. You know, you could do the 1/2 inch guidelines, but that's where it looks like a bowl cut when they start leaving. As soon as they get 5 feet away from you, man, it looks too compressed. So let's give ourselves some space to fade this out. This line, you know, pay attention to the direction that the hair grows. You can see some of this hair is shooting out to the left. So I'm gonna have to cut it to the right if I'm gonna want this all to be a nice even cut. Same thing on this side. Make sure you catch all them hairs, all right? Now right here, little more space, okay? Yo, this is AO Lex, by the way. Hey, y'all might have seen him on the channel before. All right, here we are. Now, half closed, clipper closed. What goes in between that? No guard, open, and then halfway, and then closed, right? Let's start working our way down here. So if I start here with this all the way open, remember, I'm coloring within the guidelines. I'm not touching that top line. I'm barely getting under it. I'm trying to play in that in that little corner right there, as Beam says over and over again, play in that pocket, right? And that's a great way to put it. Just little by little, I'm notching my way down and down and down, slowly working our way to merge that top guideline with that bottom guideline. Since we're already closed now, this should match perfectly here, right? The best way to take that line out is using the tool that you put it in with. So clipper closed, you'll be able to erase that line best by cornering the clipper closed. So let's hit this back here, same thing. You know, we could start with the lever all the way open, maybe just, you know, a little bit close if you want, just depending on your comfort level. Pay attention to the direction that hair grows. You know, do everything that you can at that level, and then move on. Slowly working our way down. Here we go, matched. We're matching the bottom now. So y'all can see that just came together real nice, right? Like everything is connecting. And honestly, at the end of this blend, we're gonna see how good of a job I did at not touching that half line. So you guys will be able to critique my work along with me. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll take our 1.5 guard now. I don't need the bristle brush anymore. because like all that fine hair is gone. We're gonna come back to the bristle brush when we get to fine detailing that area. So let's take this 1.5 guard here, right? With the lever all the way open, pressure at the bottom, and slowly working our way up. Slowly working our way up. We're not gonna see a whole lot of hair coming off here, right? Not a huge amount at once. The goal is, and with all of these strokes of the clipper, the goal is a nice soft transition, right? So I'm here with it open, and now that I cleared out the space I needed to, I can come back down just below that with this 1.5 guard closed. So that's looking pretty solid. Right now, that's the area that we're gonna come back in a minute and work our magic with the 1 guard and with the 1/2 guard. Let's make sure all this is elevated up off the scalp, ready to cut. 1.5 guard pressure at the bottom, slowly working our way up. We're gonna be doing some shaping and debulking at the same time. Look, so you guys can see, man, it's not a matter of trying to do too much, you know, while you got this guard on your clipper here, man. Just doing what is necessary, right? So I do what I can with this lever open, keeping the overall shape in mind. You know, after the shape is established, then we can go under it and lighten it up just a little bit here with that lever all the way closed. And then with this texture of hair, you know, as you guys were able to see, sometimes you got to cut with the grain, sometimes you got to cut against the grain. Just want to get everything to lay down properly. I didn't feel like I needed to go with the grain on the other side, but I did on this side, probably having to do with, you know, how the hair grows, right? The different directions and stuff like that. So look, I did everything I can with this 1.5 guard already. So this guard, we're done with. Now we're going to be switching over here and fading down. But I'm gonna skip the 1. I'm gonna go down to the 1/2. How about, you know, if you feel like you need to use that 1/2, that 1 guard, totally can. No worries. Do everything you can with the 1 open and then the 1 halfway, then the 1 closed. Then you can work your way down to this 1/2 guard. But I feel like the way that this clipper is, the way this clipper was designed, and you know, with the stretch lever, it does allow you to skip some guards. Some people are using it the 1 straight to the 2. Some people are using the 1/2 to the 1.5 like I am. Just depending on your flavor and your flow, it's up to you guys. So you remember how I said in the beginning when we first set that 1/2 guideline, how you guys will be able to kind of critique me as I cut this, like on how well of a job I did fading out that first panel. You know, as to whether I did break through that first guideline with no guard. But as you can see here, man, I mean, I'm back. Like I said, the line that you put it in with, the tool you put a line in with is the tool that you use to take it out. So since we're back down to this 1/2 guard, you know, I feel like that gradient is pretty smooth, pretty blurry right there. So that's looking pretty good to me. You know, I think I did a good job on that side, you know, not breaking past that line. I'm gonna test that here too. So 1/2 guard open. And again, you know, you want to do the 1, you can. Even if you want to use something bigger than a 1.5, I always say memorize the process, not the steps. You know, the process is fade out that bottom line and then use the tools necessary to blend down from the bulk down to match that bottom fade. Y'all can see even more here. As the shorter that the hair gets, you can see that texture, the growth pattern more, right? How this hair really comes down and it grows out on both sides. That's absolutely something to pay attention to. And that's why it was important for me to make sure that I was going against the grain to even everything out earlier. That blur's looking crazy to me, guys. We're really gonna know for sure once we put the lineup on it. So that's what we're gonna move on to next. So I know that I'm gonna wanna do some enhancing on here. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this Tomb 45 Precision Pack pencil. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this on my pencil, on my glove, since I know I am gonna wanna use some enhancement on his edge. But we're not going to abuse it, right? We're going to use it for what it's named after. We are going to enhance the work that we're going to do with these trimmers, right? So look, let's start here. I don't want to dig in too deep. Yo, Beam said something crazy in his last YouTube video. He said, I think he was talking about this corner. He said, I'm drifting around this right here. I'm Tokyo drifting this. That was crazy. He's smoother with the clipper than me, but that's the idea, man. We're gonna hit a nice sharp backline here and naturally follow that hook right over the ear. Okay. Let's do this so I'm over here. Make sure you comb it out. You know, something that I'm trying to improve on as a barber, guys, is someone gave me this feedback the other day. He said when you're edging up, because the thing is, I never wanted to put my trimmer blades too close, because I've always been afraid that it was going to you know, cut up my client, burn my client, because sometimes I like to apply pressure when I line up. So that's why I've never been one to fully zero gap. But what's interesting though is that he told me the concept that you want to try your best to follow is line up the hair. When you're lining up the hair, to try your best not to even move the skin. So I look here, like I'll put that trimmer on the skin and I'm just trying to pull away the hair from that area. I'm not really trying to dig to where I could see skin being pressed and moved. So that's personal development too, guys. Like I'm actually working on that goal right now. You know, trying to be a better barber every day, and kind of, you know, take you guys on that journey with me.
Right there.
So that's interesting. He told me if you see that the skin is moving, you're probably pressing too hard. So that was very interesting. Okay, so I got my vertical bar. So now, if I pick my point here in the middle, and I give myself a nice strong point to start at,
Off topic, is that a wireless clipper charger I'm looking at right now?
yeah, it is, man.
Oh, what the?
Yo, all of these, bro. All of these right here.
I'm just looking at it and I'm like, great. I've never seen.
Well, we used to have the clips that the adapters. We had adapters before, but
that would like go at the bottom of it?
yeah, it will plug into the bottom, so it became like a receiver.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that does too. I just never seen it.
Let's check this out, guys. Middle to this side. Now I'm gonna go middle to the other side. So Nah, it's funny you said that though, because that's definitely on topic. Because that's why we're promoting the clipper, man. We had our whole event this weekend, EWP, Education with Purpose, and it was cool, man. That was a all-day educational event, and then we released the clipper at the very end.
Oh, that's fire.
It was sick, but it was cool. They did a little bit of haircutting advice. They did a little bit of career development, barbershop ownership, business structure, like, you know, all the stuff that barbers need to know if they're going to be legit on paper. And yeah, that's pretty much what we were looking at. Here, turn your head this way real quick. So y'all see how this this trimmer here, it just blends in so easily now to the bottom of that fade. Like, the reason that I started with the clipper all the way closed is because now when we go to bald out the very bottom, when we pull up with this trimmer, it's gonna blend in perfectly. Like, there is no resistance for this trimmer length blending into clipper closed length. Personally, I have found a lot of resistance before, you know, if I set the guideline in with the trimmer and then I try to fade it out with the clipper. It's different tools, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm just using this trimmer length at the very bottom to flow up into something that's slightly longer than it, being the clipper closed, that thing gonna hit. That thing is going to hit. All right, cool. So I'm really happy with how this edge is looking. We have enhanced the edge just with pencil, right? I mean, we're still looking at natural hair, but now I'm gonna add a little bit of darkness to the edge up. So we're gonna be using this right here, our baby, the Beam Team XL. So let me get some no drip in here and then we're gonna work. All right, let's go ahead and let me show you all this enhancement, man. It's nothing crazy. You know, you're literally just enhancing what you've already done. So we'll make sure that this is on right here. And nothing crazy, guys. You know, like, it's not like we're creating new lines. It's not like we're covering a bad fade. We've seen, let me make sure the focus is on right. Let's put this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not hiding anything. You're just enhancing the fact that the edge is nice and crispy. You're following the same line that we already put in. I'm gonna clean up the beard, twist up his hair, you know, but that's the essentials of the haircut right there. I'm gonna show you guys a couple finished clips now. And again, like I said, man, if you guys really enjoy these tools, man, definitely lock in, man, and you know what I'm saying, get the links. The links are all in the bio. I'll see you guys in the next video.